right, so here we have the Q&A for Danny Tamberelli. For those of you who were born, in the 80s, you probably remember him from The Adventures of Pete and Pete on Nickelodeon. He's one of the Nickelodeon kids, which thankfully the Nickelodeon kids have definitely grown up a lot better than some of the Disney kids. But he was on Adventures of Pete and Pete. He was on, as I call it, the SNL Nickelodeon, the Nickelodeon's version of SNL. He was on that, and a couple other things. For you newer people, for you younger audience, if you played the game Grand Theft Auto 5, which you will hear him talk about at the end, with my question, he is the voice of Danny in GTA 5. I've seen a link to that below. I've seen a link to that, so I'll put that below. He talked about him and his brother Pete. They have a podcast, which his real name is Michael. I will link that below if I can find it. So all the information about that he's talked about and his IMDb will all be in the link below. Enjoy the Q&A with Danny Tamberelli. He's such a cool guy.
Hey, Dave Tamberelli, nice to meet you.
Dave Tamberelli. Okay. You guys sleeping? Was he partying hard in Knoxville?
Yeah, there's some band, those G-Walks, you ever heard of them?
I hear they're amazing.
They were pretty amazing. They rocked my socks off. They were pretty good.
I hear they're Grammy nominated.
Grammy
Yeah,
nominated?
believe it or not. Yeah, no.
I mean, they should. No. That's not what it is. That's not what it is. Well, go on in. You want to give this a kiss?
Yeah, let's just a little back and forth.
All right, that's it. Hey, come on, man.
Yeah, make some noise again. Make some noise.
Is this thing on?
No. Can't hear you.
That's my microphone jokes. That's the only one I got.
Woo!
Stand up one, I could do this too, but
It doesn't go that far.
I got it.
That's
I did it.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Well, welcome out to Knoxville, sir.
Hey, Knoxville's great. I like it here a lot.
You enjoying it so far?
Yeah, I have a band and we play at Barley's once in a while. So, yeah, there you go. Jounce.org. Yeah, so I've been in Knoxville. I like it here.
So you live locally? Or
No, I live in New York.
Wow. I don't know. Yeah. The bar must pay your band pretty good.
Well, they're one of a few venues in a string of venues that pay us enough to get by. That's what we do. So, what, you got a special at the Red Roof Inn? Let's go. We're there. What, are you going to feed us to? Oh, Barley's has pizza. So, at least we get fed at the very least.
Done and done.
Yeah.
Well, let's get started. Does anybody have any first questions? Because I got one.
I'll take a comment.
Comment? Got a comment?
I just want to say pop my scaffold hole.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Well, suck chowder, jerkweed. How about that? I can get right back there. You don't want to go toe-to-toe with the Little Pete insult king. Come on. It ends poorly for everyone. Myself included.
So, my question, how did you get your start? How did you get your start into showbiz?
Well, I started acting when I was 6, and I had met a manager at a department store or something, and she gave my mom a card because I was really chatty with her, and they were like, oh, this kid, 6 years old, he's being very chatty, and he's got red hair. Oh, they're really big right now. And she said, she told my mom to give her a call, and then my mom didn't, she just kind of forgot about it, and then I was in like a supermarket, and someone said, did I see you on TV? Like, did you do a commercial? And I was like, no, I didn't, but I would like to, and my mom won't let me. I don't know why I said something stupid like that, but I did. And my mom was reminded, and then I went and talked to his manager, and I went on an audition, and I booked it, and I got any toy I wanted from Toys R Us afterwards. I'm like, this is a good deal. Let's do this more. Let's do more of these. And I booked Pete and Pete at 7, and that took me 7 to 13, and then figured it out it was like 14 and 15, and then I moved to LA to do all that. So I basically just worked for Nickelodeon for 13 years. They gave me a cane. I think I'm in Sumner Ringstone's will. I hope I am. You know? I think I asked him that once as an old man. He's much older now, 20 years older now. Hey, Mr. Redstone, I think you put me in your will. When you die. Sorry to bring that up. I know it's impending. Hey, you know, you never know unless you ask. You'll never know.
So what are some current and future projects you're working on that we can look forward to?
Oh, well, I do a podcast with the older Pete from Pete and Pete, called Danny and Mike, The Adventures of Danny and Mike. I know it's a very creative name. We're just like, well, what do you think? What is The Adventures of? That's nostalgic. But we can't say Pete and Pete because we will get sued. Well, why don't we use our real names? That sounds good, huh? My name will go first this time. He always says that the first Pete was him. So I was the ant-Pete. So we switched it around. Actually, I just bought the domain name first. It's like, this is the name of the podcast. You deal with it, Mike. You will have to deal with it. I play in a band, like I said, called Jounce. I play in a couple, like, local things in Brooklyn that I do, like jazzy stuff. And I have a sketch group called Man Boobs Comedy. So we make stupid videos on YouTube. Yeah. So go to, if you Google Man Boobs Comedy, you will get us. If you Google Man Boobs, you will get other things. And yeah, hey, you may be, some people you may be into that, and that's fine. And I'm not saying you shouldn't be. I'm just warning you. Because I don't want to be told later in life, man, you told me to go check out your sketch group, and all I got were a bunch of man boobs. And it's a double entendre because, yes, there are man boobs here, but we're also idiots, a.k.a. boobs, and we're men. So, again, very clever. The creative juices are still flowing, guys, can't you tell?
Beautiful, beautiful.
Did I have any questions?
Oh, right over there.
And I'm running with a mic. You probably just say, hey,
No, it's really cool. You can just, I like still using the microphones anyway because it's fun.
It's Danny.
Because then you can stay quiet and you're going to want to.
Well, I almost forgot about Figure It Out. I remember loving watching you get slimed because you just welcomed it.
I did
As
love
that
it.
happened, that was just hilarious. But what project did you have the most fun with, like back in the 90s? Because you did a lot of the things, like, a lot of people forget about 100 G's for Eddie McDowd, which I adore.
Hey, a lot of people don't know about that show for some reason. Joe Piscopo was the voice of a dog, people. That's nuts. He was on Nickelodeon.
What would be the most fun project that you can remember, like the things that you enjoyed getting ready for?
I mean, there were so many fun things. Like, I loved getting slime because it really jazzed up the kids in the audience, the people directly behind me. Like, I wasn't trying to take 4 showers a day for 3 weeks on end in the summertime in Orlando. I guess it was a good idea because it's hot and muggy down there. But I really I just got such a kick out of watching the kids, like, just go nuts over that. They were like, the first time I flicked it back, people were like, oh, this is my new shirt, you gotta sing. I'm like, that's a souvenir, kid. Until the mom was sitting next to me, like, you just ruined my Gucci shirt. And I'm like, well, you can take it up with Nickelodeon. I gotta go! I got nothing to do with it! But doing P&P, there were so many wild things I got to do. Like, I got to slide down a big, like, slope hill in New Jersey that's probably epic prime, going down in your little... Why can't I think of the word I want to use for snow? Sledding? Thank you so much. I'm just up here, can't think about sledding because, I'm in... Knoxville? No, you get snow here, right? You guys get snow. Yeah. What's the matter with me? But in the summer, I got to go down one of these hills on a big block of ice. That's something I remember very well. Also, we want to bring it back to Aliens theme because that seems to be a theme here this weekend. When we did that episode, Dance Fever, which was like the school dance, and I didn't really want to be involved in it because, who wants to go dancing and talk to girls and stuff. But they put this, like, the one scene I'm supposed to, like, slide through the entire school and, like, bust into the dance floor, and they were gooping me up, and I was like, this is disgusting, what is this? And they're like, this is the same slime from Aliens. And I was like, all right, dude, line me up, this is the best thing ever! And they put me on like a little like skateboard with ball bearings on the bottom, and then they pushed me, so I was really like flying through the halls.
Wow.
You don't get to do that stuff when you're 12 years old in real life. So those things really stick out. And then doing all that was so much fun too. Like you get to be a weirdo character a couple times a week. Jack Campbell fat cop being in a big fat suit and just breaking stuff. Getting in trouble for breaking stuff that's not breakable. Like, wow, that's the only gig we can do now. We don't have another one of those. Sorry, you put it out there. I'm going to break it. Yeah.
Question back here?
I was just wondering if you guys had like a lot of input on the sketches that you guys did for All That.
We did. I mean, a lot of them were written for us already in terms of the actual sketches, but the last season, season 6, Mark Saul and I were both writers on the show, so we were in the writer's room, we were creating characters. But for the time that we weren't doing that, they were really open for us to really create the voice and sort of like create the backstory to the character. Like Jack Campbell, I read it originally as my uncle is a retired NYPD, and he's a big guy. He would be your stereotypical, like, let's make fun of the big police officer who's eating donuts, obviously. And I was doing it in New York. He's from Queens, so he talks like this. This is really how he is, And I was doing it like that, and then I thought to myself, he's going to watch this. And I'm going to get in a lot of trouble for making fun of my uncle. So I was like, what's the next best city? Well, I'll try a Chicago accent. Maybe I did it in the tone of my uncle with the accent different to try and like throw him off. Hey, Danny, is that fat cop about me? No, Uncle Jimmy, no, it's not like that. Your Christmas gifts are always so good. I really can't screw this up.
So who was, out of all the people that you've gotten to work with in your career, who's been your favorite?
Oh, man. Well, I mean, Pete and Pete had some really wacko, weirdo guests. Like Iggy Pop was my best friend's dad. So I think working with him was probably the highlight for me. It made me, I mean, as someone who's just learning how to play bass and get into music, he brought his guitar one day, taught me how to play TDI by the Stooges on set. That was like a very pivotal moment in my life. Like I was like, I'm going to be playing music forever. I'm 35 and still playing music. I haven't put that bass down since I was 11. So that's pretty cool. But I mean, Steve Buscemi was on the show. He was super cool. And oh man, Bill Hickey was my grandfather. The blessing. He came on set and I freaked out because I was like such a huge Christmas Vacation fan that I lost it, and I kept doing that. I kept saying that around him, and he kept giving me this look. He couldn't yell at me because I was 12 years old. Sorry, Bill. Someone who didn't mind making fun of young kids was George C. Scott. I worked with George C. Scott, and he got me fired off of the play. True story. Yeah, it was this off-Broadway play called On Borrowed Time. It was George C. Scott and Nathan Lane. Nathan Lane, super cool dude. He was like the nicest guy. And George C. Scott was kind of like a gruff old man at the time, obviously, because he was a gruff old man when he did that. But we were doing this scene, and we were just rehearsing, and I'm 9 at the time. Yeah, I'm 9 years old. And he forgets his line. So I give him his line, because I'm a sponge. I knew the whole thing, because we'd been, rehearsing for months. You rehearse for months before you actually put a play into production. And we were like 2 or 3 weeks away from production. And at the end of his line, and he looked at me, and he squeezed me, and he opened, it was the scene, he's holding me in his arms, and he just lets me go, and I fall to the floor. My mom comes over, like, what the hell, like, he screams at me, he's like, you never tell another actor his lines, and he like, had like he freaked out, like, had a real moment where he just, like, lost his shit. And then the next day, sorry, it's just not going to work out with you. So he got me fired. He's dead now, I'm alive, so I win.
There you go.
He's got no rebuttal.
Me and my wife, we grew up watching Magic School Bus.
Yeah.
And now our son watches like the old episodes on Netflix, and he loves it. And naturally, his favorite character is Arnold. So my question is, do you have any memories doing voice work for the show?
Oh yeah, tons of memories. I used to go. I had to go to Toronto like 3 or 4 times a year for 3 years, and that's where we did all the voice work for it. And we did it all together in one big room, so we read through scenes. And, you know, I'm an actor from New York, and I would do things. Sometimes I was booked in LA, and they just put me in a booth in New York, and then we, you know, just. I would hear the director from LA speaking and telling me what to do, give me direction. And so it was the first time I was able to really interact with other actors, like doing voice stuff, because you're so used to everything is just by yourself, and then you just hear it all together, and you're like, oh, isn't that weird that they don't, you know, sometimes it sounds kind of funny because you don't really get to play off of each other when you're, you know, by yourself, because you don't know how someone's going to say their line before yours or after yours, or how you react. So it was the first time that I got to really, like, understand doing a cartoon like that with everybody there, which is really cool. Stu Stone, who was Ralphie, I remember one day we got to the studio, and he just got his license, and he comes into the studio, and he's like, someone's car out front, something happened. I hit a car. I hit a car. I can't remember whose parent. It might have been Lisa. I'm not sure. I don't remember exactly whose parent got hit, but it was definitely Stu Stone's fault. I never let him live that down. Every time I see him, even to this day, he lives in LA and Toronto, and if I catch him in Los Angeles, it's like one of the first 3 things. He's like, hey, Stu, how you doing? Everything cool? How's Jamie Kennedy? Also, do you remember that time that you wrecked someone's car in front of the studio? How fast were you going, you little punk?
Oh, we got time for one more question. Right over here.
Do you prefer doing live action stuff, or do you prefer doing like voiceover work? Because you've done like the video games and stuff too.
Yeah, well, I like to do either. Who's giving me the paycheck?
Yeah.
No, but there's something really cool about doing each thing, and particularly like when you're talking about the video like GTA 5.
Yeah.
GTA 5, although I did a lot of work in the booth, just doing voice stuff after the fact. That was all motion capture, so all of those cut scenes were done like plays. They weren't shot like a TV show or a movie where they do like, here's a piece of a scene, here's another piece of the scene. We were in like a big room like this, and we had all these cameras all over, and they were able, because we had these suits on with these little balls that they could attach your avatar to, and so then they create the world, and you're like walking around and doing all these like actual live action things. It was almost like a play in that way, that we run the entire cutscene. And there'd be like poles with little like golf balls or tennis balls and stuff on them that were like reflectors, and you're like, that's a door, and that's a car. Sit on this apple box, because now you're in the car. And it was just very weird, because you're like, there's nothing here but pretend stuff, but I guess I'm pretending, but this is weird pretending. I'm not sure how this is going to work. Or like, you know, you go to pull something to do, you got to do that shot again, you got to hold your hands here because it looks like you had your hand through the window of the car. I'm like, well, can't we just get a car window? This would make it so much easier. I swear, they call me Two-Take Tamberelli. I can get through this. I can do this.
That's all the time we got, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Dave Tamberelli.
Thank you guys for listening to me blabber. Very much appreciated.
If you'd like to see Danny, he'll be at the table later on. But Dave, thanks so much for coming in.
I'll be here till 5.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Then I gotta get on a plane and hope that...
If you take off?
Yeah, I hope it can take off.
Are you delayed as well?
I don't, United has said nothing to me thus far, but they never do until it's too late.
We're delayed.
You are?
Yeah.
Where are you going next?
Vegas. Yeah, check it. Give it up one more time, ladies and gentlemen. Danny,
Thank you, United.